Hi, I'm doing day 207 in my blog Journey to Life series in correlation with the blogs I'm writing as well. So today is day 207, and in this blog I'm going to be speaking about exploring self-acceptance within me. And within this I just pretty much wrote out points that I've realized about self-acceptance and how within myself, through my life, how difficult this relationship with myself has been, just to accept myself. You know, creating ideas in my head about who I want to be. Having an ideal in my head that I'm looking at constantly and comparing myself to that idea. And then allowing the polarity to play out of disappointment and judgment of myself because I can't live up to that picture. Never allowing acceptance within myself for who I am, for what I do. Looking at the wholeness of me, everything of me, but just looking at certain points and defining myself only by these points. Looks and who I'm friends with and what I have. And all of this is not a stable point to define myself by, because all those things that I just named are fleeting. Looks and what I have and who I'm with. Doesn't matter. It's not something that's solid. And common denominator within all those things is defining myself by external things, not defining myself, within who I am and how I live, but defining myself by others, by how others look at me and treat me. And so within this, self-acceptance is impossible because I'm never actually looking at myself to accept myself, but I'm trying to define myself by how others think and how others treat me and how others, define me, and then perceiving that within myself and then defining myself by my own perceptions, which is not actually real. It's all convoluted interpretations of reality based on my mind, based on illusionary thoughts and ideas and beliefs within myself of how I perceive reality, how I perceive someone who looks at me a certain way, how I perceive myself with a certain thing, and then go and look for that acceptance from others because I've defined myself by something outside myself in separation. And within this separation of not seeing myself equal to what I'm defining myself as, seeing that as something that defines me as better, is always going to be self-compromise, because I'm not better or worse than anything in reality. I mean, nothing is more or less within value. We're all equal within value. But living within this perception that I've lived in within myself, it's not possible to live self-acceptance. And I realized within writing out the point, I wrote out a lot within just different points that I saw within self-acceptance. So you can read through the blog. I'll post it in the description if you're interested. And what I really realized within self-acceptance is that to really actually change and be here, stable within myself, not defining myself by anything outside, any external force or any external things, people, perceptions I have, is through walking this process that I'm walking. Realizing where I'm separating myself in my life, in my worlds, and stopping that and stopping my beliefs within I'm not as good as another because I'm uglier than this person, or I'm better than that person because I'm prettier than them, or I'm cool and I'm a cool person and people will accept me because I have a certain kind of car, or this ring, say if I was wearing a ring, this ring, it makes me look much more sophisticated, and I'm now sophisticated because I'm wearing this ring. All of this is external things that are defining me, and all of that definition needs to stop within walking this process, the writing, and realizing these points, and then walking the correction within the writing to see how I can change to, stop myself from participating in this kind of thinking, and become real, which is really living, living from a point of acceptance of everyone I meet equal to myself, not having any points of polarity of better or worse, because that's not true. It's not real. In terms of physical properties and things are bigger than me, or things are smaller than me, like a bug or a tree, or a bigger person than me, a taller person or a smaller person. I mean, in that aspect, the physical polarities that exist are real because they're physically can be seen. But these points in our mind that we create of beauty, like I'm beautiful and that person's ugly, that's not real, because that is within the mind. It's defined within the mind, and there's no factual evidence to prove that to be real. What is beauty? We can redefine that word within living it, and what's best for all is beauty. It's been redefined. I actually did a blog on redefining the word beauty, I'm pretty sure. But basically it can be redefined within living it in the best way possible, as creating life here in beauty, where all are supported and all are seen equally and honored in that way. So basically my point is self-acceptance is within accepting the myself within everything that's here, and living this acceptance in my life and everything that I do in all moments in my life, and pushing myself in each moment to work towards that point of stability in my life, that point of understanding and realization that all is me, and living that in my world, creating the equality and oneness that is here within my life and my living, and then expanding it into my world, and then eventually into the whole world once everyone realizes that we're all equal and, you know, self is here within everything. And then everything is accepted as self, and then that would be self-acceptance. All being accepted, one and equal within, realizing that everything here is a part of me, is me, and living in correction to change ourselves in the best way until what is best for all is here. That's a process we're walking in. Those are points I realized within writing out this blog of self-acceptance and exploring that within myself. Thanks for listening.